audio wasn't going, so I need you to repeat everything you just said.
Are you kidding me?
No. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, I'll do it again. Okay, are you ready this time?
Yeah, just be aware
Okay.
that everything you say in this office here can and will be used against you if needed, okay?
Okay, it worked for me, whatever.
Alrighty.
Um, Let me see, where did I start off? Okay, so it started off, I got it off
First,
from,
can I know what did he specifically do to be fired today?
okay, so, I talked to Davidson, like I said, and he approved this, but, um, what it was mainly it's the disrespect and the insubordination and the fact that after those two things, he already had one strike against him from prior. Um, And then there's the possibility that he was involved with known criminals. However, there's not a lot of proof of that at this time, so that's not going to be one of our primary reasons.
Okay.
It's suspected but not provable at this point. But the insubordination, the disrespect, is primary, as well as the addition as the strike he already has.
Okay.
Um, should I launch into the story now, or do you want more information before I do that?
Um. Okay. So the insubordination. Explain that one to me. What happened?
Basically, he in the middle of me talking to him.
User joined your channel.
Maybe of your assistants.
Sam, but we're talking about something important at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So,
1 second, let me.
User
in
left your channel.
in the middle of me talking to him, trying to get to the bottom of why he wasn't on duty, which is later in the story, he just left the channel, and he didn't say I need to go or anything. He just left the channel in the middle of me trying to speak to him as a commanding officer, ignoring me, which is in a sense ignoring direct order because I was going to tell him he
Was he
needed to get on
aware?
duty.
Was he
Of what?
aware that you were trying to like speak to him in a manner of
I had poked him asking why he wasn't on duty. I can read that exact poke to you if you would like.
Okay, but what okay, so my next
Uh,
question, right? How did you know that he was inside the city?
Say again.
How did you know he was in the city?
I saw him walking.
And your
He was by his car. I can't remember who was standing by, but it was a guy in a wolf mask. He was not wearing a mask at that time, and I recognized his voice because he talked to me.
Okay, understandable. All right. So, and what did you say that the person what did you say that Adam Torrance was doing whilst he was off duty?
I heard somebody say, I don't know who it was. I just got back in TeamSpeak, and I heard somebody talking about, actually, two people talking about something on him doing something along the lines of I can't remember if it was private security or it was private investigating, something like that.
Okay,
And I heard
and
them talk about that for a couple minutes
can you
as I had just joined the TeamSpeak and I was in the server at that point.
can you can
That
you
was in the
inform
that was in the in character radio chat, by the way.
can you inform us to the people that
I was not paying attention. I had my game window open. However, it was probably one of the people on earlier.
so
Might have been Kid Eddie. I don't know for sure though.
if they were to be put in a voice lineup, would you be able to identify them?
Good chance, yes.
Okay.
But there was a lot of radio traffic at the time
Okay.
between that and other things going on, so
All right.
there's a
So he's acting
possibility.
as a private security, right?
Or something like that.
And
It might have been private investigator. I don't recall the exact words used.
and you're aware that there's nothing against the law about being hired
Yes,
as a private security.
let me read what. That's why I inquired to my superior about it. There's no, there's nothing against the law about it. However, I asked Johnny Davidson, and I quote, "What is the department policy on officers working off duty for long hours?" And then I asked him because somebody told me that he was carrying a gun while doing this and carrying class twos while acting as in quotes private security.
Well, okay. Hold
That
on.
was what I asked him,
Okay, right.
and he said, and I
But
quote, "That is no policy."
okay, exactly. So if it's not against policy for him,
He's immediately following apprehend, arrest, and terminate.
Okay. Okay. But what I'm
So at that
saying,
point, I was following orders.
what I'm saying is one of your points as to why you are firing somebody is because they were acting as a private security. If you have
Oh no,
no,
well, that's not the reason I'm firing him. The
that is
reason
one
that's one of
of.
the reasons I started looking into him is because I was interested in what he was doing, and then that's when all the other stuff came up. So this led
Okay.
into things. At the time, I didn't know if he was allowed to or if he wasn't allowed to.
Okay, but what I'm saying to you, right? It states nowhere that he cannot act as a private security whilst a police officer. You're unaware of the weapons that he did have on him and or he was in possession of. He does indeed have a legal firearms permit, so to say the least, he could have, been just carrying a class one and they could have mistaken it. It could have been anything. Under the blue, you never know, right?
Yes.
So that automatically is out of question. Like that, there's no way to prove.
Okay.
Um, you don't know who the officers are,
I
meaning
should have been recording.
everything said and whatever happened, blah blah blah, isn't liable. Okay. So
Okay.
now with the disrespect, how exactly did he disrespect you?
He was like I said, I poked him. I asked him to come up to my channel, or not. I didn't ask him to come up. He came up on his own after I poked him. He could have just responded with a poke, but he didn't. Um, but what he ended up doing was he came up to my channel and he said something along the lines of, "I'm busy. I work all day," and it was a really sarcastic, condescending voice. And he said, I can't remember what the exact word used was, or something along the lines of "shut up, be quiet." Then he left before I could finish explaining to him why I wanted him to come back on
So
duty.
what did you say before he said be quiet and or shut up?
I didn't really say anything at that. I called. Let me think back here. Um,
Because it doesn't make sense for you to poke him join the
I
channel, and
poked
say
him
be
and he
quiet.
came up and he said what he said it was not it. He was busy and he works all week. And I said, but there's a thing where it suggests that you, if you're a government job, that you should be that job most, if not all the time. And
Well, yeah,
I
but
think
he
that was the
works
point.
hard hours every day.
I think that was the point where he said something like that.
Well, I mean, but then you have to come into the point to which you understand what he is saying. Because, I mean, from a point of me, I see him on every single day, at least 2, 3, 4 hours. And, I mean, not to be rude, but you're not that active, to
I'm
say the
on
least.
most evenings.
Yeah, but I mean, whenever you are on, he could potentially want to be a break, in the midst of him working all day. So it's like there's he needs his break just as well as you need yours. You know what I
That's
mean?
fair enough. So,
So I
what
think
I'm willing to do is, I
what
guess, in my moment of frustration with his angry voice and disrespect towards me, I think I asked to rather with some haste in going to Davidson asking to fire him. So since he's not officially off the roster yet, I was thinking that we could just do a strike or two for the disrespect and then
well, two
reinstate him.
strikes would give him
Hold
termination.
on. Yeah, so let's just do a strike for the disrespect.
Okay.
Does that sound like a fair deal?
Yeah.
Because
I mean, it's
looking
if
back
he
on it, none of it's provable.
yeah. Number
I
one,
should have
it's
been
not
recording.
provable. Number two, I mean, it was just an act in the moment. I don't think both parties were understood before making a final decision. Um, and I don't think that the decision that made, I don't want to say it wasn't a rifle for the fact that, you may have been thinking
Yeah.
that it was, but I don't believe that you went and understood the situation before making a final judgment, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, I don't want him countering this and bringing all the points that I just brought to you, and he would.
Let's just not proceed with termination. Let's not go down that road. We'll just
Okay,
give him a strike for the disrespect. I'll talk to Davidson and
all
keep him
right,
on the roster. And then I will attempt to make peace with him.
okay. Well, peace will be
Uh,
made.
One thing.
All right, buddy.
okay, Adam. So let me just say, I think what happened today was neither of us truly understood what the other was actually doing. And I think after you talked to me in a voice that I took as disrespectful, that I overreacted slightly. So I guess what I'm trying to get to the point of here is we should how to word this up. We should, before either of us jump to conclusions about each other, I think that we should make sure we both have all the facts. And in this case, I think I made a final judgment too soon. So what I'm willing to do is, since you did do things in a disrespectful tone, I'm going to give you one strike for that, but I won't terminate you. After talking to Justin, I realized that, like I said, I was a little bit hasty in my judgments. And so I would like to just very quickly apologize for that, and hopefully you can forgive me.
Yeah, man, it's my fault. I came in there. I was just doing stuff in game. I was trying to get back to an RP situation and stuff. That's all it was. I'm sorry that I came in like that.
So we could both. I forgive you for that, and I think we could both agree that we both could have handled it better. Can we agree to that? That we could have both handled it better.
hmm
And let's just move on past this and go about things.
That's fine.
So you're good with that?
Mhm.
Once again, I made a judgment before I knew everything, and I'm sorry for that. And I'll try to be better. So you're fine with one strike for disrespect, and that's it?
Yeah.
Okay, we good?
Mhm.
Okay.
Alrighty, I'm gonna be ending my video at this time.